Second urination horror once again on an Air India flight from Paris to Delhi. Man urinates on woman's blanket mid-air, let off after he gives a written apology. Interim relief for 50,000 Haldwani residents. Supreme Court stays demolition of Haldwani houses. Supreme Court says 50,000 people cannot be uprooted overnight. Ahead of Pathan's release, fringe protest in Ahmedabad theatre warns against releasing of Shah Rukh's Deepika starrer. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella meets Prime Minister Modi, says inspired to see India's focus on digital transformation, assures help for Digital India vision. Prince Harry details physical attack by his brother William over his marriage to American actor Meghan Markle, says William called Meghan difficult, rude and abrasive. All right, viewers, let's get you the latest in the Air India urination horror number 1. The man who urinated on a senior citizen has been identified. The woman's letter also to the airline, where she details how the crew and the staff of that particular airline completely disrespected her. Also, the identity of the man has been revealed.
The man who urinated on a woman on an Air India flight has been identified. Shekhar Mishra, the offender, is a Mumbai-based businessman. The Delhi police has filed an FIR against him. Mishra has been booked under various sections of the Indian Penal Code and aircraft rules. He faces charges of indulging in an obscene act, outraging a woman's modesty, and misconduct in public by a drunk person. Air India on Wednesday confirmed reports about the incident that took place on a flight from New York to Delhi on November 26. India Today has accessed full details of that complaint. The woman passenger says that she was made to confront the offender despite clearly stating that she wanted the drunk man to be arrested on arrival. She alleges that her phone number was passed on to the man, as the staff told her that the offender will reimburse her for soiled clothes and shoes. The woman passenger has accused the in-flight crew of not being proactive. She says that they were unprofessional and didn't show good judgment about how much alcohol to serve a passenger.
One must be careful about this. The fellow passenger who urinated on the woman is totally wrong.
We also have to check the male passenger while they are boarding. Either they are in a genuine position or they are carrying any liquor or having any liquor. We have testers now, so we have to check the fellow passengers too. Because airline should serve the liquor on the plane, but they are not allowing the passenger who are already having something now. So we have to check them.
Airline regulatory body DGCA has now issued a show-cause notice to Air India seeking details of the incident. The regulator says that prima facie, the conduct of the airline appears to be unprofessional and has led to a systematic failure. While Air India has banned Shekhar Mishra for 30 days, the action comes more than a month late. The airline had not even reported the incident. Air India has a lot to answer for. With Paulami Saha, Bureau Report, India Today.
Because yes, the incident horrifying, but also horrifying has been the way the crew reacted to the senior citizen in question. She was 70-year-old. I want to connect right now to my colleague Paulami, who's been tracking details of the incident. Paulami, a statement might have been given out by Air India, but grave questions now arise at the back of the letter of the elderly senior citizen, which the airline cannot get away with.
Oh, absolutely not. Several questions, in fact, about the airline concerning which the DGCA has taken note as well. Now, the DGCA only received a report concerning this yesterday, which is when the media reported about it. And we're talking about an incident that happened on November 26th last year. So now the DGCA learns of it. The DGCA, of course, does its own fact-finding. Prima facie, it gets a reply from the airline. And on the basis of it, it decides that the airline and its crew's conduct in this incident was completely unprofessional. It did not appreciate its regulatory obligations in terms of how to deal with an unruly passenger. This is a complete systemic failure, is what the DGCA calls it, which is why the DGCA has now issued a show cause notice to the account manager Air India, as well as the director in-flight services, all the pilots and the cabin crew members who were on that ill-fated flight of AI 102 New York, New Delhi on November 26th. They've been given 2 weeks' time to submit their replies, depending on the basis of which, and the DGCA will then take any further action. But a clear indictment of the airline and its conduct in the context of this incident by the DGCA. Preeti.
Poulomi, stay on with me, because what's intriguing yet deeply shocking is that this is just not one particular incident. It's strange, but I want to quickly get our viewers up to speed with this second incident, viewers. Yes, another incident of mid-air on board one passenger, again urinating on another passenger. Just 10 days after the November 26th incident of a man peeing on his co-passenger mid-air, another incident again of an inebriated drunk male passenger urinating on a blanket of a female passenger was reported on the Paris-Delhi Air India flight. This incident happened on the 6th of December on Air India flight 142, and the pilot of the aircraft reported the matter to the air traffic control at the Indira Gandhi International Airport, following which the male passenger was apprehended. What is shocking is that the passenger was allowed to leave after the two passengers had a mutual compromise, and the accused tendered a written apology. Poulomi, would you give us details? Do we know the name of this particular passenger? This is the second incident that happened. Detail the incident for us.
Well, we're trying to get more details about this incident. This incident, of course, was not reported yet again by the airline. We spoke to our sources within the DGCA. They have no information or knowledge of any such incident. The Delhi police did not get any sort of case which was registered in this matter. They, of course, are claiming, sources are claiming that this is because, I beg your pardon, this is because the woman flyer chose not to, in fact, proceed forward with a police case, and the two passengers in question came to a mutual compromise, quote unquote, and a written apology was given by the male passenger to the female passenger, because of which the matter was settled, and this unruly and obnoxious male passenger was allowed to get away again scot-free. But the airline has a lot to answer for. Yes, the pilot did report the matter to the ATC, after which, of course, the CISF apprehended the male passenger on arrival. But a case should have been registered against him. We're waiting to hear from the airline as to whether they took any sort of action against the male passenger, whether they, in fact, put him on a no-fly list. What is, the course of action that they followed? Because as far as reporting the incident is concerned, as should have been protocol, which is what DGCA has reprimanded them in the November 26th matter. They did not report this December 6th matter to the DGCA again. So several lapses again, as far as Air India is concerned, raising huge questions on how is the airline allowing all of this to happen and allowing these passengers to get away scot-free.
Well, you're right there, Poulomi. We're going to keep coming back to you for more details. I want to quickly shift focus ears now to the other big development. The Delhi hit and drag case only keeps getting murkier. Here's more.
India stunned by the New Year hit-and-run horror in the national capital. 20-year-old Anjali died on the night when police surveillance should have been at its best. But as more and more skeletons stumble out of the closet, the case is getting murkier. This is where it all began. In the CCTV footage, Anjali and Nidhi can be seen coming out of the hotel to a spot where their scooty was parked, but both the girls are seen arguing. But eventually, they rode together with Anjali riding pillion. Moments after that, another CCTV footage shows Anjali driving the scooty and Nidhi riding pillion. Nidhi had claimed Anjali was drunk, a claim which has been rubbished by Anjali's family. In the next set of footage, Anjali's scooter can be seen taking a U-turn and the Baleno blinking the dipper. Instead of stopping and helping the wounded, the 5 in Baleno, allegedly drunk, kept driving while Anjali is stuck under their car. They dragged her for 12 long kilometers. Anjali's friend Nidhi claims she fled the accident spot out of fear. A CCTV footage which has come as a massive shocker shows a police PCR van on the same route where Anjali was dragged for 12 kilometers. This CCTV has raised several questions on Delhi Police's security check as they failed to notice the 20-year-old woman stuck under the car. Anjali's friend, who fled the accident spot, reached home at around 1:30 am. According to the timestamp on the CCTV footage, well before the moment accident took place. This has raised doubts about Nidhi's version of events that night. Nidhi kept mum for 2 days. Didn't inform Anjali's parents about her sordid accident. She broke her silence only after the cops spotted her in the CCTV footage. This footage, however, is the smoking gun. After dragging Anjali for 12 kilometers, the car stops and the accused gets out of the car. Watch carefully. One of them goes to the back of the car, bends down and checks the left side to see if Anjali's body is still there. Proof that the accused very much knew they were dragging her body for 12 kilometers. 3 of the accused then move away from the car and board an auto while 2 others drive the car away. This footage establishes how the accused knew they had dragged Anjali and then hatched an elaborate escape plan. It was at 4:51 am when the accused finally parked their car in Rohini almost 3 hours after they hit Anjali and dragged her on the Delhi roads. What really transpired in those 3 hours? Why did Anjali's friend Nidhi stay silent? How did a police PCR fail in spotting a woman being dragged? Some of these questions which need to be answered to solve this Delhi horror twister. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, let's quickly shift focus right now to Haldwani. Interim relief coming in for 50,000 residents who were evicted under the cloud of demolition where it came down to their houses. Here's the latest.
Prayers answered. Hands raised in supplication to save their 70-year-old neighborhood on a 2-kilometer strip of land. The stretch, housing 50,000 residents, faced mass eviction and demolition drives over a state high court order to railway authorities to clear it of unauthorized occupation. Locals staged protest. Petitioners moved the Supreme Court against the Uttarakhand High Court order in December. On Thursday, the country's top court issued a stay.
कोर्ट इस चीज से पीड़ित थे कि 50,000 लोगों को 7 दिन में हटाया जा रहा है और ये कोर्ट को लगा कि जिस तरह से हाई कोर्ट ने डायरेक्शन दी ये कानून के तहत नहीं है, इसीलिए कोर्ट ने उस पर स्टे लगा दी.
The Supreme Court ruled that there cannot be uprooting of 50,000 people in 7 days, as directed by the High Court earlier. The justices, while issuing temporary relief to the Haldwani residents, underscored the need to find a practical solution to the issue.
ये कहा कि आप इस पूरे मामले को गौर से देखकर और इसका कोई रास्ता निकालिए, कुछ हल निकालिए, इसका समाधान निकालिए. हम ये नहीं चाहते हैं कि पहले ये नीचे जाए, फिर ऊपर आए, फिर नीचे जाए, ये कोर्ट में ही घूमता रहे. हम चाहते हैं कि रेलवे का भी काम हो जाए अगर रेलवे को जगह की जरूरत है.
Out in the cold to protest the demolition orders, the residents welcomed the Supreme Court's stay. With the protesting residents mostly being Muslims, the issue has turned political at the ground level.
तो ये बड़ी दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात है कि एविक्शन और अतिक्रमण जैसे मामले को भी सांप्रदायिक रंग देकर इस पर राजनीति की जा रही है, वोट बैंक की राजनीति की जा रही है और भड़काने की चेष्टा की जा रही है.
The state government, however, insists it will honor the court order.
रेल विभाग माननीय हाई कोर्ट में और माननीय उच्च न्यायालय में जो भी उनका फैसला, जो भी उनका मुकदमा था वो चल रहा था, और राज्य सरकार की तरफ से हमने पहले ही कहा है कि जो भी न्यायालय का आदेश होगा हम उसके अनुरूप आगे कार्रवाई करेंगे.
But the legal battle continues. The matter is scheduled for next Supreme Court hearing on February the 7th.
Celebrations have broken out in Uttarakhand, but after the Supreme Court's order, work cut out for the railways and the state government to not only demarcate what land belongs to whom, but also ensure that a rehabilitation policy is created as soon as possible. In New Delhi, this is Anisha Mathur with Amit Bhardwaj and Ankit Sharma in Haldwani for India Today.
Let's shift focus right now to Maharashtra, Mumbai. The Delhi Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath was in Maharashtra, in Mumbai, trying to get investment for his state, Uttar Pradesh. He met businessmen, industrialists in the financial capital, inviting them to UP Investment Summit. He also lauded several strengths of UP, implying that the state is safe and fit for business. The Chief Minister has been campaigning within India and abroad to gather industrialist attendees to fulfill Prime Minister Modi's target 1 trillion economy.
उत्तर प्रदेश इस दिशा में आगे बढ़ने के लिए पूरी तत्परता के साथ कार्य कर रहा है. मैं इसके लिए आप सबको 10 से 12 फरवरी के बीच उत्तर प्रदेश की राजधानी लखनऊ में आयोजित ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट के लिए सादर आमंत्रित करता हूं और मुझे विश्वास है कि हमारी टीम के साथ मिलकर के आप उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर अपना निवेश करेंगे, उन सभी सेक्टर्स में उन संभावनाओं को तलाशेंगे जो न केवल आपके लिए बल्कि उत्तर प्रदेश के लिए भी बहुत फ्रूटफुल होगा. इस विश्वास के साथ मैं आज के इस रोड शो कार्यक्रम में आप सबका एक बार फिर से स्वागत करता हूं और आप सबको उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर बेहतरीन निवेश के साथ बेहतरीन वातावरण देने का आश्वासन भी देता हूं.
Viewers, for those tracking and interested in the British royal family drama, you don't want to miss this.
In his highly anticipated autobiography, Spare, Prince Harry has alleged a physical attack by his brother, Prince William, as their relationship fell apart over the younger prince's marriage to actor Meghan Markle. According to the book, Prince Harry described a confrontation at his London home in 2019 in which Prince of Wales William called Meghan difficult, rude and abrasive. The altercation between the two princes forms a startling passage in Spare. In one of the excerpts, Harry writes, and we quote, "He set down the water, called me another name, then came at me. It all happened so fast, so very fast. He grabbed me by the collar, ripping my necklace, and he knocked me to the floor. I landed on the dog's bowl, which cracked under my back, the pieces cutting into me. I lay there for a moment dazed, then got to my feet and told him to get out." Unquote. The book's title, Spare, comes from an old saying in royal and aristocratic circles that a first son is an heir to titles, power and fortune, and the second will be a spare. Harry's resentment at being the spare is the unifying theme of his book, through the chapters on his childhood, schooling, career as a royal, and in the British Army. The autobiography promises to shed light on his relationship with his parents and brother and his life with Meghan through courtship, wedding, and their own experience of parenthood. For the unversed, their acrimonious split from the royal family has been the subject of endless press coverage, including their infamous interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021 that caused a huge stir across the realm of the crown. Entertainment Bureau, India Today.
With that, viewers, I'm going to go into a quick break. Stay with us. On the other side is our fact check segment.
Delhi, Mumbai, Ranchi, Surat. Jains have hit the streets in protest across the country. They are up in arms against a